Hey guys, Rusky here with another video. Today we're going to explore the game-changing features that could hopefully be added to make Pokemon experience just a bit more better for all of us. Disclaimer, this is all just my opinion, and you may not agree with some or all the points I make. And before we start, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like or dislike. Now let's get right into the top 5. At number 5, we have multi-type based moves. Imagine a Pokemon moves via double type, hitting a Pokemon with 2 types at once. This can really change how we play the game. And picture this, a move that's not just super effective, but double super effective, doing a whopping 16 times more damage instead of the traditional 4 times. On the flip side, if the Pokemon resists both types, it will do 1/16 of the usual hit. This would mix things up and making Pokemon battles more interesting for everyone, whether you're playing casually or competing. Now let's add another twist with stab moves, which is Pokemon using a move that's the same type as itself. It gets a little extra power. It's like your Pokemon gets a bonus for using the move that matches its own type, but adds the second type, and now it's a double stab. Some moves like Flying Press from Haloonsha already have 2 types, but think about regular moves in the game already, like Fire Punch or Thunder Punch, suddenly having an extra fighting type, or moves like Eruption becoming Fire Ground or even Rock. But here's the catch, making this all work smoothly without breaking the game is the tricky part. That's why this idea sits at number 5 on my list. It's a cool concept, but we need to be careful not to mess up the game we all love. At number 4, we have replayability. After you finish the main part of the Pokemon game, there's not much else more to do except completing the Pokédex or hunting for shiny Pokemon. To make things more exciting, they should add a new Game Plus mode. Think of it like Pokemon Black 2, where after you finish, you can play the game again in hard mode, which is a feature that surprisingly never came back. I think this new Game Plus mode should not only make the game tougher, but also let you play in different ways, like with a Nuzlocke challenge, or a randomizer mode. To make sure it's fair, there should be 2 separate save files, one for your regular Pokemon adventures, which you can use for competitive play, and another just for the new challenging mode. This way it keeps things interesting without messing up the competitive side of Pokemon. At number 3, revamping the egg system. You know, I was never a big fan of this whole Pokemon breeding thing, but it seems kinda pointless, especially for casual players like me. Trying to get good IVs, egg moves, or shiny Pokemon just doesn't feel like enough reason to really bother with it. But here's the idea. What if getting hidden abilities was easier when you breed Pokemon? Hidden abilities are usually the really good ones, so making them more common and making them exclusive to just breeding can actually have some motivation in doing it. And hey, why not go a little further and add a special ability that's only egg exclusive? Sort of how you have egg moves from breeding. Just throwing it out there though. And at number 2, we have waging systems. Playing battles against real people can be more intense when there's something at stake. If we add a system where you can wager items or rare Pokemon, which are not found in the wild, it can make more Pokemon battles exciting. And also, they can add milestones to keep every season fresh, like winning 100 battles against real trainers during a shiny Pokemon. That would be cool, but we know Game Freak would never give out shinies like that. Another idea is the betting system, where you risk a Pokemon or an item you own, and if you lose, your opponent gets it, and vice versa. While the ranking system in Scarlet and Violet is good, there's a lack of motivation after reaching the top ranks, and adding this feature can make Pokemon battles more thrilling and just keep us engaged more. And at number 1, we need all types of Eevee evolution in the game already. Each type has so much potential, and even if they run out of types, they can start a new cycle with dual types. And some Eevee evolutions that are not in the game is just very surprising that it's not ever been added yet. I mean, you have the Dragon type, Ghost type, even the Ground type. And I know some people make the excuse over how do we evolve these different Eevees into all of these different types. Well, simple. You can just make them not as complicated as the others. I mean, you have Glaceon and Leafeon with an Ice Rock and a Grass Rock. Now, with a Leaf Stone and an Ice Stone. Just make more stones, or at least make another rock. And if we're going to talk about evolution requirements, we have so many Pokemon in Gen 9 that have stupid requirements and nobody bats an eye on them. So I'm pretty sure nobody's really going to care about how we evolve these Pokemon. It's just the fact that we have them. Possibilities are actually endless. But if I'm being real, the real number 1 spot definitely belongs to Mega Evolutions. They were the best game gimmick, and it's sad that they haven't ever returned. Mega Evolutions were cool and balanced, well, some of them. And when I'm talking about some of them, I'm definitely talking about Mega Rayquaza. That thing was utterly stupidly broken. Didn't even need a Mega Stone and it can Mega Evolve. That was literally so stupid. But other than that, Mega Evolutions definitely had so much more creativity. And the designs alone, some of them are just peak designs. Like you look at Lucario, Beedrill, Blaziken, and even Houndoom. These are all just really cool looking Pokemon. We're not really going to talk about Salamence though. they butchered my boy. And if we're gonna compare Mega Evolutions with other game gimmicks, like Dynamax for example, to me it just never made sense. You power up for a few turns and then you go back to normal. Whereas when you Mega Evolution, you have one Pokemon Mega Evolving and it stays like that for the rest of the battle, which limits you from using a whole team of them. And also, Mega Evolutions actually change stats of the Pokemon and even give them different abilities sometimes, which when you Dynamax only gives you more HP and powerful max moves, which always rubbed me the wrong way. And if we can compare it to Z moves, that was just stupid and I don't even want to talk about it. Terra isn't terrible, but the new game gimmick, it just lacks creativity in my opinion. And the Mega Evolutions is where it's at. And that's a wrap for my top 5 features that I think should be added into Pokemon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.